pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen, any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Sir, there is. We need to move item 10 on the consent agenda out as an action item for the attorney to explain.
Okay. Is there a motion to move item 10 to the action agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. And we do have one addition to the consent agenda tonight. This would be item 12. This is a resolution authorizing the signing and submission of a CDBG application to Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, $800,000 for wastewater treatment plant in Flintstone. The resolution is required for every application for this funding. So that would be item 12. Is there a motion to add that to the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Are there any, is there a motion to approve minutes from the last public business meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We were supposed to have a presentation tonight, gentlemen. It's getting moved to our next meeting, October 7th. So this will be a short one this evening. Our first item is Code Bill 3-21. This is possible action and public hearing on capital project bond authorization. Administrator Bennett.
Good evening, Commissioners. As you know, at our last meeting, we introduced Bond Bill 3-21 for a total of $24,700,000 for a litany of projects, all except for one being water and sewer projects to be funded by the users of the system. So introduced that bill on August 26th. Today would be the hearing for that bill, and unless there's any public comment, you guys could actually take action on that bill tonight. It would become effective 45 days from now, which I think by my count is October 24th.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Is there any public comment? Okay. Administrator, have we received any public comment since the last meeting?
We have not.
Okay. Is there any discussion? This is all being paid by the users of the system, except for one, right?
There's one economic development project in there regarding property out back, and that'll be a forgivable loan if employment numbers are met. So even that won't have any general fund dollars.
Yep.
So
Very good. That's through Commerce. Gentlemen, any discussion?
Sir, I'll make a motion for Resolution 21-16.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you. Okay, these are other resolutions here going into our action. Item 2 is Resolution 21-16. This is Bedford Road Sewer Improvement, Maryland Water Quality Loan. Administrator Bennett.
So we're going to have three resolutions here for you. All of them are similar. Resolution 21-16 allows us to close on a $1,139,732 loan with MDE for Bedford Road Phase 5, which is the Naves Crossroad sewer improvements. This is actually a 50-50 loan, so even though it's $1.1 million, at loan closing, it'll actually convert to 50% grant. So $569,000 will become a grant. This will be paid back by the users of the system with a 30-year loan, right now with an interest rate just below 1%. And we're going to have our closing within approximately 2 weeks after tonight's approval. This is a since completed project. It's actually slowed up a little bit by the pandemic, getting the closing done with MDE. That's why we have a couple of them tonight. So,
Great. Gentlemen, any discussion on item 2?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Item 3 is Resolution 21-17. Administrator Bennett.
very much the same thing on this one. This one is in the amount of $162,500. It's for Bedford Road Phase 6 sewer improvements. Same thing, 50-50, so $81,250 will become grant. 30-year loan, less than 1% on this one too.
Okay. Gentlemen, is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item 4, Resolution 21-18, Braddock Run Sewer Improvement. Administrator Bennett.
So last of these three, this one is for $999,282. It's for Braddock Run Phase 6 sewer improvements. Same thing, 50-50 loan. $499,641 will become grant at closing. Less than a 1% interest rate on this loan to be paid by the users users of the system, and we'll get this closed within 2 weeks.
Good.
Great. Any discussion?
We like grant money.
We
Certainly.
do. We do. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Gentlemen, we're going to take item number 10. That's the scattered site property in Westernport. We're moving from consent to action. Attorney Beeman.
Good evening, Commissioners. You may recall at our last meeting on August 26th, you took action to accept a bid of $17,500 in relation to the purchase of a scattered site project at 134 East Main Street in Westernport. Since that time, our realtor that we had contracted with regard to these scattered sites houses received notice from the buyer that they wished to rescind their offer. Legally, once a offer has been accepted, a viable contract has been formed, rescission is not something that's available. In this instance, what you have before you is you have a valid offer that was accepted at the prior meeting for $17,500. You have before you today another offer that was received, solicited by the real estate agent in the amount of $14,500 from Donald Lucas. From a legal perspective, the $17,500 offer and acceptance from the prior meeting is still valid. Before you tonight is to take action on whether you wish to accept the offer of $14,500 for the same property. While it sounds common sense, you still need to take action on it, as it's an offer that's been received and has been put before you. So, Commissioners, do I have a motion to accept the offer of $14,500 for the property at 134 East Main Street, Westernport?
Okay. No, that's a no, Lee.
Lee, had, like, the proper documents been prepared for the first buyer? I mean,
That's correct, Commissioner Caparelli. They were prepared and executed following the last meeting. Right.
so whomever that was is obligated to that purchase?
That person would be obligated to the prior purchase price. That's correct. Yeah. Their ability to rescind their offer of $17,500 is not available to them. So they have the option at this point of moving forward with the contract, or we would have to discuss legal options to enforce the contract.
Or they could sell it to a buyer too. Theoretically.
In that instance, that would be a possibility.
It'd be a loss, but yeah, I understand.
All right. Item 10 is dead for lack of a motion or a second. Okay. Moving on to the rest of our consent agenda, Administrator Bennett.
So 7 items on your consent agenda now. Item 5 is County Utilities Division property purchase to purchase property at 13,800 Winchester Road, formerly known as the Mattingly Building, for $450,000. Item 6 is professional engineering services for 21-22 National Bridge Inspection Program in the amount of $596,178 to Prime AE Group. Item 7 is professional engineering services for the Rhodes Garage Truck Shelter in the amount of $34,900 to the Eads Group. Item 8 is the purchase of Public Works pickup trucks from Hetrick Fleet Services in the amount of $40,920, and that's utilizing Howard County purchasing contract. Item 9 is the Route 36 waterline replacement contract request to bid. Item 11 is a travel request approval for Chris Hill to travel to Daytona Beach, Florida for K-9 seminar and recertification. And item 12 that was added to the agenda would be a resolution authorizing CDBG application in the amount of $800,000 towards the Flintstone wastewater treatment plant upgrade project.
Good.
Well, item 6, is that usually who we use for the bridge inspection? Same company or different company?
Bridge inspection contract is at the discretion of the consultants that are on call with State Highway Administration year to year, and we sometimes have an option, sometimes they tell us, here's who you're using.
Gotcha. All right. Very good. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Okay, we do have one person signed up to speak tonight, Mr. George Hirsch. Please, come on up if you would, and if you'd say your name and address for the record.
Okay. Name is George Hirsch, address at 12016 Iris Avenue, Southwest, Cumberland, Maryland. Just wanted to appraise the commissioners of a situation existing in Potomac Park that I feel is a potential threat to the public. There are some trees, dead or dying, that extend over the public right-of-ways that are a very potential threat for serious accident. One of them is the intersection of South Crescent and Dandelion. I did have some county representatives out there, including I had Becky Wilson come out. She checked 2 trees, actually. One of them they did remove at the intersection of Iris and Crescent, mainly because I guess it was on county right-of-way. This other tree I'm speaking of now at South Crescent and Dandelion is disputed as to whether it's on public or private. Frankly, I don't care because it's a threat to the public. This tree she proclaimed definitely dead. So I'd like some kind of action to get maybe some other participants involved. There's electric lines in the immediate vicinity of them within 15 feet. My understanding is that the Public Service Commission that the electric companies to maintain like a 15-foot swath. Maybe they can get involved, but something needs to be done because limbs have fallen. A gentleman I talked to just last week, he had pulled his vehicle, who lives on Dandelion, pulled his vehicle in the street, got out and went across the street to access his mailbox, and a limb fell down, just missing, you know. So if a limb's falling at that time, it could be falling on a person. The second tree is located on Marigold Avenue, approximately 12112 Marigold. If anybody knows the area out there, Marigold has a sharp right turn. It's right in that juncture there that this tree is. It's most likely on private property, but again, the limbs extend well out over the street. And this is just a threat. I mean, my wife and I walk virtually every day. Other people walk in the community. So what are we going to do? Wait until something happens? You know, get it eliminated and then decide who's responsible for it. But Becky Wilson did not check this second tree out because my understanding is because it's on private property.
You say she checked it, sir. Had any action been taken on any of these? Or she was
Well,
just...
initially I contacted the
DNR.
county,
Okay.
and I think it was Brad Guthrie, contacted her to come out and evaluate. I think she has to evaluate any trees like that. And the one tree at the corner intersection of Iris and Crescent was deemed dead, and they went ahead and took it out. The other one, she also deemed it dead, but there's a dispute as to whether it's on private property or public.
Is that the one on Marigold?
No, that's the one on Crescent and Dandelion.
Crest Dandelion.
The one on Marigold, it most definitely is probably on
Private, okay.
But nevertheless, the threats to the public, my feeling.
All right. So South Crescent and Dandelion, that's the one near the electric lines as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think there may be some electric lines with the one on Marigold, but it's probably I think it's the street lights, which isn't, you know.
Sure. We have Public Works here tonight. We can certainly follow up. We can certainly have First Energy. I mean, they have a pretty regular tree cutting program, and
Right.
you know, if they're made aware of stuff, they certainly are responsive. So,
Well,
okay.
there's definitely something going on with the oaks, because the oaks they're just falling victim to something. I don't know whether it's a wood borer or something.
Yep. Well, just make sure you stick around afterwards, and we'll get your number and everything, and be in touch.
He's good.
He's got it? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
good.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, George. Okay. All right. Administrator Bennett, anything?
You guys heard enough from me already.
Very good. Attorney Beeman,
I don't have anything further. Thank you.
great. Commissioner Caparelli.
Guess we have Heritage Days this weekend
We do.
and Lions Chicken, so busy weekend.
Very
A lot
good.
going on.
Commissioner Brody?
Sir, I have nothing because I have another meeting here to attend shortly.
Very good. Well, thank you all for coming out this evening. Our next public business meeting will be, we're taking a few weeks off due to scheduling, Thursday, October 7th, 2021 at 5 p.m. We'll see you then. Thanks.
Fest announced today they're canceling. Just wanted to get your reaction or take on that.
Which one? Any of us?
I was going to say, who wants to go?
I'm a little bit shocked. I mean, particularly this close to, the date. I know that we've been talking for weeks about a lot of planning and such, and everything seems to be going, 100%. So I'm very surprised and disappointed.
Brian, I have to support whatever decision they make. I mean, ultimately, they feel a responsibility to the community, and they got to make the best decisions they feel they can stick with. So whatever decision that because we only found out just moments before the meeting. I think Stan's big concern was the public at large and wants to do what's best for everyone.
Yeah, I think the challenges were mounting against them, with the virus ticking up, trying to find workers to help out with the event. Everything they looked at was a mounting challenge. So, yeah. And it was completely their decision, obviously their event, so it was their right to do it.
And that's not to say we won't be eagerly and ready for Memorial Day, hopefully next year, if they choose to move forward. So